G'day. We're going to check this Arctic Cat clutch just to see if it is good. I know it's good, but I'm going to walk you through it. So typically on my F7 is a roller clutch. This is a puck clutch. Rollers just have plastic rollers or rock rollers, blah, blah, blah. So, you need a 13. Ooh, there's the scary part that everybody's scared of. Ooh. So, first thing we check, this top piece has bushings. I have this double bushinged, just to make it extra tight, right? Check your spring. I mean, is it snapped? No. This is good. To check this, I just put it upside down on this shaft. Ooh, she's tight. Didn't want to go upside down, but that is tight. Doubled. Oh yeah, tight, tight. Then you look right here on these, you know, the helix slides on these. And you know, if your clutch is sticking, you're like, what the hell is that? And then it lets go. It's usually the helix sticking on these. Take this off, shave it down, file it down. Boom, working mint again. You can only do that so many times though, and then they're fucked, right? Like, we can see that, but look at the grooves on that. That was sticking on me, right? Next thing, you wiggle this. This is tight, like there's no wiggle. Also, you know, just pull her apart. Usually they slide right apart, but I have this one double bushinged as well. Double bushing, brand new. So that's basically it. You check for cracks. You don't want to lose those. Check for cracks. Check your bushings. So these washers in here, I have this one set up for bottom end, like 85 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour, what? But she's all bottom end. The deflection, the belt's really tight. Normally on my clutch that I ride all the time, there's 1.5 of these. This is a thick washer. There's another thin washer, and the belt's riding mint on the clutch. See, if I put this clutch on, the belt will be riding high, but it's just gonna be right there. There's gonna be like no lag, it's just gonna be boop, rocket ship, right? So, another thing, you know, your helix, it's a groove. Over time, it wears out. If your clutch is sticking, your pucks are wore, or this has grooves in it. Sand them both down, blow it all out with an air blower. See those holes? Line them up for weight distribution or whatever, balancing. Boom. Another thing, you can look it back there and you'll be able to see the washer wore out. So yeah, checked everything out, put her all back together to how I like it. Middle hole, you know, that doesn't really do anything. I've tried different ways and it's really only the snappiness, like you're engaging. Really, that's all it changes. So, I mean, you don't need a tool. I am the tool. Push this down. Line the inner up on that first. Once you get that on that, and then you can twist it. Twist. Push her down. I mean, if you have a weaker spring, it's obviously going to be easier. This is a pretty stiff spring, so it's kind of a bastard, but next video I'm going to go over primary clutches. Primaries are a little bit more of a bitch. But I mean, you know, I was racing the other day and I had everything set up there, man. You only need a couple of tools, man. Arctic Cats are the shit. You can test and tune with a couple of washers and a couple of different size belts, a couple springs, you know what I mean? Like, I got springs and helixes and anything from any old Arctic Cat, old DXTs, Wildcats, anything. Try anything out, you know what I mean? So there you go. There's a secondary. Taken all apart, checked out. Stiff. See, with the one washer on the inside, it's barely enough to like keep it separated, you know what I mean? So the belt, whenever you put the Arctic Cat belt on, it's a little tight. It rides high. But oh my fuck, she's snappy, boys. Yeah. So here's another thing. You don't gotta buy a new clutch. You gotta get the new kits, all that shit. No, you don't. You can find an old clutch like this, 25, 50 bucks. I'm Canadian, 50 bucks. Pop the sheave bushings out. Put them in your roller clutch. You know, instead of buying a $150 kit or a $200 kit, and then you got spare parts. You know, the other day I was at the races and ended up breaking one of these posts off. Impact. Ended up doing a couple little things with an old clutch. I had my rollers back, you know what I mean? There's ways around it, boys. You know? Alright, well, I hope that did something for you. I'm just trying to remember if I, forgot anything, but I mean, there's nothing to it, boys. There's nothing to it. Fucking back on the road. All these guys, like, oh, you can't. You got to buy a new clutch off me, Bullshit. All right, Jesse James. Centerwood Concrete. Hope you're having a good day and fuck, I don't know, get your sled going. Peace, boys.